Hello there, good evening and welcome to the evening news at 6 on Adoatv. The evening news is coming to you live from our studios on the John Evans Atta Mills High Street in Accra. You can also watch us live on Facebook at Adoatv Ghana. The evening news is brought to you by Asatec Roofing Sheet and Cookware, Blue City Ties and Accessories, and Verna Mineral Water. A look at our top stories for tonight's bulletin. The Roads Ministry has justified the Roads and Highways Minister's decision to order the cessation of the collection of tolls on all public roads. Some commercial drivers have added their voice to the controversial cessation of road tolls. In business, the electronic transactions levy has been described as a lazy approach by government to rake in revenue. The government of Ghana has instituted a provident fund scheme for the playing body of Ghana's black satellites. We'll be bringing you details of these stories and more in this bulletin. I am Benedicta Dodu. Now, the decision of the Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amwaku-Atta, to order the immediate cessation of the collection of tolls on all public roads was due to chaos at the various toll booths following the announcement by the Finance Minister. This is according to a statement issued by the Public Affairs Unit of the Ministry for Roads and Highways. According to the statement, the decision of the minister was to restore order at the toll booths and avoid the exchange of fisticuffs. The statement dated November 18, 2021 noted the Minister for Finance statement either got misunderstood or misinterpreted by some motorists, as many of them deemed the statement as having immediate effect and therefore decided not to pay the road and bridge tolls. The insistence of the toll collectors to have the tolls paid caused serious confusion and in some cases resulted in fisticuffs and damage to lives and properties, part of the statement said. The ministry further assured that the action taken was to suspend the operationalization of the collection of the tolls and not to suspend the law, it noted. Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu on Thursday, November 18, 2021, made a submission on the floor of Parliament in relation to the Minister for Roads and Highways press release. Honorable Idrisu says the minister had overstepped his powers and that he can be in a hurry but cannot be in a hurry with the law.
I have with me a press release with the heading Cessation of Roads and Bridge Toll Collection Nationwide. And Mr. Speaker, is signed by the Honorable Minister for Roads and Highways, the Honorable Kwesi Amwaku-Atta, Member of Parliament. And Mr. Speaker, it reads, following the presentation of the 2022 budget by the Honorable Minister of Finance on behalf of His Excellency the President of the Republic, he continues on Wednesday, November 17, 2021. And Mr. Speaker, this is for the purpose of my public statement. The Ministry of Roads and Highways hereby directs the cessation of the collection of road and bridge tolls at all locations nationwide. This directive takes effect from 12 a.m. on Thursday, November 18, 2021. The Speaker reads, the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service will be on hand to provide security at the toll locations from the effective date. The Speaker effective date is 18 Thursday, today, 2021. The Speaker, the Honorable Minister for Roads must be told that this action and conduct of this is in excess of his powers as minister and an attempt to dilute the mandate and authority of this August House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the budget policy and economic statement as presented by the Honorable Minister of Finance itself, even the policy principles and policy have not been approved by this August House. Let alone the important aspects of the law and legislation of fees and charges which prescribes what must be paid. Now, Peter, we are a country government by law. The minister can be in a hurry to listen to the dictates of the president as he admonishes him to be in a hurry. But he cannot be in a hurry with the law. And he cannot be in a hurry with this parliament. Mr. Speaker, therefore, I'm raising this matter that the minister for roads, one, has not and is not clothed with the mandate and authority to revise toll fees and charges. Therefore, this statement, Mr. Speaker, with your guidance, you see, and that is what will invite chaos and lawlessness in our country. Ordinarily, Mr. Speaker, I should also be standing here saying that we should ignore. Is that must be got by Ghanaians because it has no legal basis, no mandate, no authority. It cannot be in a hurry to suspend the operation of law.
The majority leader opposed the submission on terms of legality towards the standing orders of the House. He cited Order 75, which indicates that by the indulgence of the House and leave of Mr. Speaker, a member may at a time appointed for statements under Order 53, Order of Business, explain a matter of personal nature or make a statement on a matter of urgent public importance.
The House has not been endorsed. He did not even seek the indulgence of the House. So, we are not going to respecting the law. And he's not really respecting the law. He's not coming to seek the indulgence of the House. Just get out and make dedicated to the resources that the House has been given. The House will not make any such application. So the Speaker, he must survive and do what is needful. See the orders of the House to do what he attempted. And the Speaker, right that way, the government of the House will be complicit. It is close. So even if the Speaker granted them, they will still need the indulgence of the House. So it doesn't like the Speaker alone to grant him powers. And I'm not saying that the law. We can't take the indulgence of the House for granted.
The minority leader subsequently sought leave of the House to lay passage for debate into the minister's press release.
I'll be calling the House. If you put the president there, I can come forward.
Still on the cessation of the road tolls, the Speaker of Parliament says the Minister for Roads and Highways and absolutely nobody has authority to implement such law. The Speaker says what the minister had directed was complete brutum fulmen, an empty boast which must be withdrawn, failure of which would amount to a contempt of Parliament.
What is the effect of that statement? That statement seems to undermine the authority of Parliament. That statement offend any of the powers of this House to legislate. Clearly, what happened on the 17th, Tuesday 17th November 2021, was the Minister of Finance representing His Excellency the President and presenting to this House the budget and financial proposals for the year 2022. That is the 21st January 2022, then 1st December 2022. That was what the minister sought to do. Until this budget is approved, all what is contained in the budget are proposals. We have the authority to approve. They are given the authority, pursuant to Article 179, to prepare and lay before the House. And we have to approve that. So those are policy proposals that the minister of President. Until they are approved, nobody, and I mean nobody, has the authority to start implementing something that has existed. And so, I want to clearly highlight that what the minister has released is complete brutal folly. It means it is an empty boast. It has no effect.
Meanwhile, the Majority Chief Whip of Parliament, Honourable Frank Anodompre, on behalf of the majority, has expressed displeasure on the process leading to the Speaker's decision on the Roads and Highways Minister's press release. The Member of Parliament for Nsawam Adoatv says the Speaker failed to convey the sense of the House.
I think all of you witnessed the introductory remarks that were made coming under Order 72 by the minority. And the majority leader was spot on when he said that if you read Order 72, whoever comes under that order needs the leave of both the Speaker and the entire House. Back and forth, the argument was clear. And you heard the minority leader concede that, well, then going forward, they will also want to insist, I mean, in totality, and ensure that we read the law to its totality. Be it as it may, I think that the Speaker ruled, but we need to give a bit of a background to this matter. You know, there was a press release that was issued by the minister, the sector minister, and it's the bone of contention. Now, we are of the view that the Speaker, and as you know, per our standing order, the Speaker is an arbiter or a referee when we are sitting. And so anytime there should be a directive from Parliament as an institution, as an arm of government, it has to convey a consensus position of the House. So sometimes matters come up and we put it to vote, sometimes voice vote, sometimes by voting. Why do we do that? We do that to get the sense of the House. On this occasion, we should recognize that the Speaker has no persona in this matter. And I respect him a lot as a lawyer. I respect him. He's the longest serving member of parliament. But when he errs, we need to put it to him in a very dignified way. We think that the speaker failed to convey the sense of the House. Those of you who have been in this House long enough, anytime there is a debate, the speaker will ask, what is the sense of the House? Why do they ask all those questions? The questions that they ask more often, they are not rhetorical. It is based on practice and our standing orders, because the speaker cannot rule by his own authority and say, I'm directing. The speaker is not above parliament. The speaker is not a member of parliament. So the speaker's rulings will convey the position of the House. So to start with, within the speaker, for want of a better word, the speaker erred in his ruling. And maybe
some commercial drivers have expressed mixed reactions towards the directive by the government on the scrapping of toll booths nationwide. Their comments come after the Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoako-Atta, called for the cessation of road tolls few hours after it was contained in the 2022 budget statement presented by the Minister for Finance in Parliament.
The abolishment of road and bridge tolls by the Roads and Highways Minister, Kwesi Amoako-Atta, which the ministry claims was to intercede in the chaotic situations that occurred at the various booths, has been greeted with mixed reactions, with many crucifying the minister. In an interaction with some commercial drivers, they expressed divergent views. Michael Andofo is a commercial driver at the station. According to him, this will help reduce traffic, hence a good decision. Meanwhile, Jacob has an opposing view. For him, scrapping the toll booths is a misplaced priority.
The Deputy Finance Minister, John Ampontu-Akuma, has noted that government has kept its faith with the youth by creating an enabling environment for them, explaining the job interventions contained in the 2022 budget statement presented by the Finance Minister. Mr. Kuma indicated the Youth Start initiative will review the curriculum in tertiary institutions to train graduates for the job market. He spoke at a news briefing held by the ruling governing party on Friday, November 19, 2021 in Accra.
Also, that the budget focused on was on jobs. And in the 2022 budget, government is allocating about 10 billion cedis for the Youth Start program. We know that young people want opportunities for jobs in our country. And we believe, as a government, we believe that the solution to job creation in our country lies in the creativity and innovation of our young people. And that if we can create the necessary enabling environment for them, they will be in a position to create those jobs for themselves and for others. And to achieve this, government is allocating 10 billion Ghana cedis to support the Youth Start program, to open economic opportunities for young people in our country, and through the NEIP, the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, and the GEA, which used to be the NBSSI, government will be implementing this in partnership with participating financial and banking institutions in our country. So it's a good message and a very big hope to the young people of our country that finally, government is not just promising opportunities for young people. Government has committed 10 billion Ghana cedis to ensure that our youth have access to patient capital and very soft financing arrangement for them to be able to have financing to execute their business ideas. So that is one of the best announcements that as young people of our country, we are so proud about, that indeed His Excellency the President has kept faith with young people, and he's not just talking about lack of job opportunities for them, but he's committed to ensuring that we can now encourage the young people to create jobs. These opportunities is also for existing SMEs and existing businesses who have the potential to scale up. And so the same arrangement will go for existing businesses that want to scale up to also source funding. And today, government is also announcing that we are not waiting for our university students to come out of schools to look for jobs. We are sending part of this money to the various university campuses as endowment funds, and we will expect the universities to match up these funds. And so if you're a student, either first year or second year or third year on university, and you have a business idea, you can go through a process and get support from that endowment fund and create your own businesses. And we are further engaging the Minister of Education and the university leadership to come out with a program that will allow a student who benefits from such an endowment fund to even take off a year or two to go and pursue his business ideas and come back later to graduate. Because the objective now is to even train students to become CEOs before they graduate with their first degrees in our country. And that's a big...
Still on the press briefing held by the NPP, the Deputy Minister for Finance and MP for Ejisu indicated that about 40% of Ghana's population are exempted from the electronic transactions levy, which was contained in the 2022 budget statement. He noted that about 40% of Ghana's population who transact using the mobile money do that below 100 cedis. Hence, they are exempted from the law. Given clarification on the electronic transactions levy, the Deputy Minister noted that the recipient is exempted from the tax, hence only the sender pays.
be or baby and answer buying or tesono. Or make sure say obey 3 kwani ye. Nothing to say be ya buying anchor.
At the railway station expressed their concerns about the use of the train and the state of the railway station as they spoke to Adoa News. According to Yababy, boarding a train was less expensive and time efficient as compared to other commercial transport. Hence, she is urging government to walk the talk and fulfill its promise of rehabilitating the Accra and Sawam Railway.
Time na mete in Sawam no, me kwa me fu train because me fu car na choro no traffic wom na afin so no boy den train so esan kwa fast ne boy no so wo fom nti me kwa me fu train minim yati nyama bi asese wo ho nti enye adwuma biom nti aka na me fu ese car ya me kofu yi me di be 3 hours 4 hours wo kwan so na me nu fie nti me bre pa nti me be se train enye adwuma sra aban na kufu ado se o ti ye nto abama no kantamantofo ya to abama no e ma wa wini a omra no me train ye mayen ne yemfo train no se train ya ye wa nyina train na yefo enne e ma ye kontem nti o ma ye mayen onye kwan no mayen no onye train mayen ye pa ne chopa.
Yababy is not in this alone. Stephen also added that with the rehabilitation of the Accra-Sawam Railway, it will help reduce the heavy traffic situation on the Accra and Sawam Road.
Say kasi train car de anke be kasi train is far better. Say ya ye train kwan ni ye ene ya ye station ni bibie ye dia. Anke be kasi train ye far better. Because train no eco fast. And I know traffic be any where and you share memory send a fancy beer. Me per se met in Medina from Medina to here and I say Fifia Mapon me kui. So your traffic I met family be taking me more than 2-3 hours and sana me to me do fee. It is a tray or what you have offer tray fee and now see what the Kwashi Prampuna. But within 20 minutes, you know, no way to me across the traffic nina. It is a trade there is far better. Sell before chance sell before car. Ye fa car ni ye deko. Enti ye be cut se ni pape mu pa de government bi obebe bi anase aban na oteso no. On make sure say obeye 3 kwan ni ye. Nothing so say be ye aban na nkasa ntu nani no mehwe ade bi because we ye new 3 kwan omo aye. But say oba ha na obehwe senior ha city a is very bad because okacho obi say 3 kwan omo aye fufuro ni a is west because first in Accra and Tisa says so to crown to me for ha nyina yiri enti I think say adwuma no contractor no ye adwuma no ye ndie not
Rosemary had an opinion too to share.
Train enya adwuma de mboa Ghana for kra because train nke ye adwuma nke betimi de bi asiesie asemo amoba e mo hunse na ha ekọ train susu eboa e ma yetimi siesie oman mu ukọ abroche kra asa na mo ye no train fair na no anom de siesie oman ni mu train enya adwuma de happen ti yesre omo mboa na train timi nkọ from Ghana Accra to North eho nyina ekọ a yebenya sika because anya kakra ebegigi no yebetimi de aye bibi aboa train way for no so ati ase chaban no ende train de ye hu hia Ghana for pan yesre na yebuo ni anidiem omeye man kama na afa de bibi antodin because train way wa de se oba ha odi wani abehu bi enko yie ma Ghana for na train so ye adwuma keteke no enum kakra wa ne ye de be den ye de be bibi say school for free education ni nyina ebetimi de bi atuatua o say hwe nkɔhwe ma ye be dan atua.
What you just watched were some traders calling for the rehabilitation of the Accra and Sawam Railway, which was expected to open for passenger services by the end of August 2021, according to the then Minister for Railway Development, Mr. Peter John Amewu, when he appeared in Parliament, but the deadline was extended due to the unforeseen circumstances. Into LGBTQI activities and prostitution has taken a different dimension, where a group based in Tamale has cautioned those in the act to abstain from it before it's late. The group are of the firm view that it will be wrong on their part to look unconcerned for activities of LGBTQI and prostitution to take a center stage in the Tamale metropolis and the northern region at large.
In the northern region, the fight against LGBTQI+ activities and prostitution is still on the run as anti-LGBTQI+ communities